My name is Kevin Rinaldi Haryanto, and today I will be presenting on Indonesia's education challenges. This presentation will highlight key issues affecting Indonesia's education system. Indonesia is a maritime nation in Southeast Asia and fourth most populated countries in the world. Indonesia consists of horizon of islands, currently having critical challenge in education system. PISA education ranking data reveals Indonesia's performance lag behind its peers such as Malaysia and Vietnam. With a total score of 1,108 in math, science, and reading, bringing Indonesia in 70 places. This performance gap underscores the need to address fundamental educational challenges in the country. First challenge comes from Indonesia's vast archipelago presents logistical difficulties to build education equality. Island can be grouped further into 9 major islands. Schools are centralized in densely populated Java Island, while some provinces, having more than 20,000 schools, almost 3 times higher compared to remote areas such as Papua, struggling with limited resources. Student and teacher ratio shows the need of more teachers in remote areas. On average, in Java Island, for every teacher, they are responsible for 14 students, while in Papua, this number shifts up to 28 students per teacher. Papua difficult topography and lack of infrastructure gives less incentive of teachers to move and settle there. Many classrooms across Indonesia are heavily damaged, especially in rural and remote areas due to aging infrastructure. Schools in remote areas such as Maluku and Sulawesi having more than 40% of its classroom with moderate to heavy damage. Moreover, Bali, as we considered having the smallest percentage of damaged classroom, is still not enough. 26% of classroom or one-fourth are in poor condition. Poor infrastructure affects learning conditions, teacher performance, and student engagement. Without proper facilities, students struggle to achieve the same level of education as their peers in more developed regions. We observe positive correlation between reduction in poverty index and school completion rate. From 2015 to 2023, Papua poverty index down by 2.5 points and increased the participation rate by 2%. However, the participation rate remains low below national average and the gap are remain wide. Disparity in economy extends to the ability to afford better education. Families from higher economic background could afford private school which offer better facilities. Public school, on the other hand, having one-third of its classroom in damaged condition, far above the number of private schools. Families in economically disadvantaged areas prioritize immediate income over prolonged schooling, pushing children into the workforce at very young age. The graph, created using bokeh function, illustrates the correlation between the duration of education and percentage of working children reflects significant regional disparities. For example, in Jakarta, only 0.6% of children work, whereas in more remote areas such as Papua and Nusa Tenggara, more than 3% of the children work. Another extreme example is in West Sulawesi, where 5% of the children are working. Majority of them only completing secondary school as they have the need to finish their education earlier due to economic pressures. These challenges translate into disparities and we can observe them in school completion rate between provinces. The provided graph illustrates the disparity of upper secondary school completion rates between provinces, with regions like Yogyakarta boasting completion rates significantly above national average, while provinces such as West Kalimantan lag far behind, exhibiting a completion rate gap of minus 0.18%. While some regions show positive progressions, others experience significant dropouts. Socioeconomic factors, access to quality education, and regional disparities contribute to this gap, affecting students' long-term opportunities and career prospects. In summary, Indonesia's education system faces several complex challenges. There is a critical need for government to plan and execute policies to close the education gap. Thank you for your time.